another video for Blended 4x4 Adventures. Today we will be running through all our recovery gear.
Hi guys, welcome to another video for Blended 4x4 Adventures. We're going to be running through all of our recovery gear today that we take out with us when we go off-road. We're going to start with the basics, well what I think is the basics anyway, the bare minimum you need to go. Let's say sand driving, the most common thing around Perth, we'll go up Woolbinga, Turox Way sort of that way, maybe even Leach Point, Lancelin. This does also cover, your tracks. So that's Swan Valley, so Moondine, even down south, places like that. So the first thing you need, before you can even go out and get stuck, I reckon, is a tyre deflator. This is an ARB one, easy deflator. I haven't had any trouble with this. I've had this now for 5 years. It's so easy just to screw on the valve, unscrew the center of the valve, pull that out. Then pop this little sleeve back, lets the air out. I know a lot of people run the four, I can't remember the name of them, one goes on each valve, you pop them out. They're a bit of a pain in the backside to try and set up and get right. I like this because it's got the gauge, and as soon as you push it back in, it tells you exactly what you've got left in the tyre, and you can just shut it off there, and away you go. Obviously, with the once you deflate your tyres, you need to re-inflate your tyres, so a good quality compressor to go with the four-wheel drive. We run an ARB single piston compressor in ours. You can get all sorts, like from the portable Kings ones, what's the other one, XTM do them, get them from places like BCF, stuff like that, super cheap. There's so many compressors on the market, it's just ridiculous. The ones that just clip on the battery, you carry them around wheel to wheel. Like I said, I've had a second-hand ARB one in this for 4 or 5 years now, and I haven't had a problem with it. The only problem I had was a few weeks ago I actually blew out the hose. The hose got a hole in it down the compressor end. It obviously gets hot down this end, the amount of air flowing through it, and it blew the hose out. So a couple of weeks ago I went to ARB and I bought a brand new, just the airline kit was 100 and something bucks. Plugged straight into my compressor, didn't have to change anything, already got the fittings on it. So yeah, as soon as we come off the beach, I can pump the tyres up. It hasn't got a gauge on it, it's just got the little valve adapter there. You clip on your tyres and away you go. So I've got a second tyre pressure gauge here. It goes up to 50 psi and 300 kPa. So that I just tyres with this one, push it on there, pull it off, good to go. That tells you the tyre pressure. I think that's the bare minimum you need if you're going to go, well, sand driving at least. You need to let your tyres down and do that. And then a bit more advanced recovery gear. Bare minimum after this, obviously, let your tyres down, and to pump your tyres up would be recovery points, sorry. So on the back of the car we've got a tow ball with a hitch receiver style tow bar, so that comes out and in goes this. This is a XTM one from Superchope, I believe. It's got the 4.7 ton 19mm bow shackle on it. That goes in the back of the tow bar, and then you can hook a snatch strap, winch strap up to it, sorry. Soft shackles, you can run soft shackles through these. Some people do recommend it, some people don't. I do. I just make sure that the riding's down, and the soft shackle obviously got a sleeve on it to protect it, because sometimes if it has got the riding on it, like on this side here, it can chafe and wear through the rope for your soft shackles. So you need recovery points. I obviously have a aftermarket bar on the front of this four-wheel drive that has rated recovery points. I've snatched off them and winched off them several times. I don't have an issue with them. Now the next thing is, once you've got your recovery points, you've aired down, you've driven on the beach, you get bogged. How do you get yourself unstuck? Well, you need another car to help you out. So you're gonna need a snatch strap. This is sort of starting from the bare basics right up to, I've got a more expensive recovery gear here for a lot more harder recoveries, longer distances, that sort of thing. So the next thing that Louis got there is that snatch strap. That is a 8-ton ARB one. That's the first ever snatch strap I've ever bought in my life. That's about 4 or 5 years old now, and it has seen a lot of recoveries. I've used it for obviously snatching, tying stuff down onto trailers in a pickle, when you can use it for all sorts of stuff. So that one sort of has been retired from heavy duty snatch strap work now. That's more of a, I'd say, winch extension strap I use it more of now. But it is in there just in case. If we need 2 snatch straps, double the length, I will put that one on. I also have obviously a weight system to go over all my straps. So this goes over your snatch straps, winch lines, all that sort of stuff. So if they snap, there's no recoil, they drop straight to the ground. The weighted system obviously over all the metal parts too, if you've got them, as close to the metal as possible. Our winch on the front of this has Dynaema rope in it, so if that snaps, that just drops. There's no recoil on that Dynaema rope whatsoever. The next sort of step after your snatch strap would be winching. Yeah, snatch straps are good for the right application. Winches I just think are a bit better for the right application as well. If you're stuck deep in mud, yeah, that winch is amazing. You can just hook yourself up, pull yourself out. Sand, yes, they do put a lot of load because you do need to sort of pop yourself out of the sand if you are bogged down to the chassis. So on the front of the car here, we run a Runva 11 XP winch. So that's 11,000 pounds. Sorry, yeah, 11,000 pounds direct line pull. 6.7 horsepower motor or something like that in it. So to accompany the winch, we have winch extension strap there. Lily will pick that up. That is, what's it say on the sticker there, Dale? So winch extension strap, 5 ton. So this is half of a VRS kit. So this is a full VRS recovery kit that we got, and I've added to this. So we have obviously the RB snatch strap. That's the winch extension strap. I have also gone out and bought this one as a backup. This is a Chaos winch rope extension. Now the braking strength on this is 9.5 ton and it's 20 meters long. So what was the length of that one on the sticker? Yeah, that one say. Oh, it hasn't actually got a length. But anyway, I'm assuming that'll be, yeah, say 5 ton, 11,000 pounds. Yeah, hasn't got a length on it, but I'm assuming that's only 10 meters because this one here is 20 meters. But what this is actually is Dynaema rope. So the reason why I have this is if I ever snap the winch cable on my winch, I can actually use this. So I can cut the end off of this, put a bolt in it, loop it round, wind it back onto my winch cable so I've got extra winch. Or same thing again, oh, where's my small ones? I do have smaller soft shackles in here, but they're not obviously rated. These ones here are 14 ton, so 14,000 kilos. I have 3 of them soft shackles. They are Chaos gear as well. So I can hook up from my winch to this. So my winch has got 30 meters on it. I put this in, I can winch for 50 meters minimum, plus my 10 meter winch extension strap there. So that's 30, 40, 50, 60 meters I can winch straight line pull. Obviously it's a lot harder when you double line pull, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. The other one I have here is obviously my VRS snatch strap. This is 8 ton as well, so 17,000 pounds. Same thing, this is my go-to, this is my good snatch strap. This is the one I look after a bit more. It's not as old as the other one, so this one's in a bit better nick, and that's my snatch strap that we use for like proper recoveries. The other one, like I said, I don't trust it too much anymore. It is a bit frayed. We have used it for stuff where it's probably been stretched a bit too far. I've used it as a sling on an excavator once to lift up the tracks. So yeah, that is a backup. The only other thing we've got as well is a tree trunk protector, 8 tons. This is basically if you're going to snatch off a tree. Yeah, basically you don't want your Dynaema rope, your good winch rope going around the tree and chafing, because that will tear it. So you put this on, shackle to it, off the winch, pull like that. Now I do also have this one here. This is a Thunder snatch block. So 9 tons, pretty much 3 times the weight of the vehicle. Just polymer plastic wheel, no bearing in there. I have seen ones with bearings in them fail. My personal preference. So this is a snatch block for double line pulls. I have used that a couple of times to pull us out. Can get a bit tricky obviously with your winch extensions. If you run your Dynaema rope through this, yeah, it'll pull to your shackle, and then you'll have to feed it back out, feed it around, and feed another, basically the back end of this cable around to winch again, to reach your next 20 meters. The flat winch extension strap, I wouldn't run through this, obviously for obvious reasons, but what I would do is use that off a tree trunk protector the other way around, hooked up to this with the shackles, to extend the distance to that tree if that tree's further away, or vice versa, further back this direction. So yeah, that's the snatch block. basically this is our basic recovery gear. Like I said, we have got the winch on the front. I do have a set of Max Tracks on the roof. A set of Max Tracks Marks 2s. I run 4 of them. They're just handy for up in the sand. We went out to Wedge. Oh, how long ago did we go to Wedge now? A couple of months? Yeah, we went up to Wedge. We went up there, took the family out for a 4-wheel drive, let tyres down, did all the usual stuff straight away. Had the recovery kit in the car, thinking, yep, if I go down, I'll have somebody to winch off, someone to recover from. Something like that. That wasn't the case. Where we went out with their Nan and Pop, they were down on the beach. We had no phone reception. It was a short walk to the road. We could have walked out there. But long story short, there was only one tree to winch off, and I pulled it clean out the sand dunes. It wasn't much of a tree. So I come up with an idea where I thought, well, I'll run all my straps out and I ran them around the bottom of this little sand dune, which would have been no higher in the back of the car. But it was probably as round as that tree there. And lucky for me, as the winch ropes and straps all started to pull together, they started to bite into the sand where they actually bit to a certain point that it overcome how bogged the car was, and it pulled it out. It only needed to pull me about 5-6 metres forward because I was actually in a sand drift. Come over the back of a little sand dune, it was just soft wind-blown sand, and the hard pack was probably from me to where your camera is. It only had to pull me, like I said, 5-6 metres. 4-wheel drive popped out and away we went, and then as soon as I got home that day, I ordered 4 Max Tracks.
Yeah.
Because for the sake of running, God, how long did it take me? About an hour?
Yeah.
Me and you running cables, remember we run all these out?
Yeah.
About an hour and a half, yeah, 2 hours. By the time we ran all the straps out, tried again, went off that tree, that one pulled out, got stuck. Well, not stuck, but yeah, the ropes, they were good, but we didn't have nothing solid to winch off, so I'll come home straight away. And I bought the 4 Max Tracks. I haven't used them yet, but that would have been the prime example. I would have been able to put one under each wheel, prop it up, get up on top of the surface, let me tyres down further, which I did, but I was on the chassis, I was spinning, I wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, could have taken some more air out, put them under the wheels, and just leapfrog myself to the hard pack, and that would have been great. So yeah, that's the and basically yeah, it all goes in this King's bag, waterproof bag. I've got a set of gloves in there for when we are running the obviously metal parts. Don't want to pinch your fingers because that hurts, especially if it's cold, wet and muddy. And some people still run steel cable, and they get fibres and they get splinter of them, and it really hurts. So yeah, I've got gloves in here. I've got my Max Tracks straps. They're your little telltales when you do lose your Max Tracks, your little finder straps. Tie on the side, lose one in the sand. I mean, I haven't used the Max Tracks yet, but they're just in there for just in case.
Got these ones.
Yes, so these are our spare shackles too. These ones are, I don't like using these because they are only 4 3/4 ton. So they're only 1 3/4 rated for more heavier than the vehicle. Yeah, so they're just in there for just in case. I do have the bigger ones. These ones, they just come with the kit. I don't know what you'd even use them for. They are 3 1/4 ton. General rule of speaking is when you're doing a recovery, you want at least, your recovery points have to be rated to at least the weight of the vehicle, I believe, or I think it's twice the weight of the vehicle, just for safety. You want that a little bit extra in the bank. I mean, if you're pulling, say your vehicle weighs 2.5 ton and you're suctioned down in deep black brown mud, you can pretty much guarantee that suction is going to double the weight of your vehicle. So your vehicle now to recover is going to take 5 tons of force to recover that said vehicle. Boggy sand's a bit different. I don't know exactly, but I know for a fact that if you're in suction deep mud, I mean, sometimes it's going to be 3 times. A lot of my straps, a lot of my recovery gear, like I said, you know, my winch extension straps here is 9.5 ton. That's just the winch extension strap. The same Dyneema rope is what's on the winch. So that's 9.5 tons of pressure for the recovery from that winch. With this car being fully loaded, fully loaded, I'm at 2.9 ton. The same with the snatch straps. I mean, this one here, what was it say before? 8 ton. 8 ton on that one, which is 17,637 pounds. So if that's 8 ton, my winch is 11,000 pounds. So I think that's 5-6 ton. So the winch will probably let go before these cables actually even let go, because like I said, they're 9.5 ton. But yeah, so that's the recovery kit we run, guys. Next video will probably be on the winch itself. I'll give you a bit of a review of that because I've had that in there a long time, and that's bulletproof. I've done some really serious hardcore recoveries with that. This is Lily. Say hi.
Hi.
She comes out, like I said, to come out and help me today. So yeah, thumbs up, guys. Hit the like button, give us a subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.